I had to hit a button to actually go live. Let's see. I made some changes on OBS, so this might... Okay, now we are live. Okay, I have to hit the button 2 times to actually go live. Sound check. Are we there? I see Razvan and other cool people that hopefully join. Today it will probably be the craziest live stream of the whole year. We are live, because today I want to try something that I never tried, which is to record multiple videos during the same live event. But I really wanted to try something for a reason. I don't want to do random stuff. So I decided to do something easy for me, which is basically, hi everyone, by the way. If you like Rust, don't go away for at least 20 minutes, because today I will deliver my talks on my channel. I didn't have much time to announce it because I was not sure, but today you are lucky, because today I will record me doing these live events that I've done in front of hundreds, thousands of people. So the reason is this. The reason is that I want to have these talks on my channel before the year ends, especially this one, which is Rust, what you missed about in 2025. If I don't record it today, it doesn't make sense. So either I record it today or never. So today, even if I might fail. So the plan today is to record this, which is basically the thing that everybody's asking me. This is a talk I delivered, I think, 3 or 4 times in the US, in Italy, not in Berlin, but somewhere else, I can't remember. And you will like this. You will like this a lot, I think, because this is basically to try to convince people to try Rust. I don't know if I have to convince you, but if you are not sure, you should check this one. We will start very, very soon. Today we'll start right away. By the way, hi everyone. How is everyone? I'm super pumped, super excited. I also shaved, you see. There is a reason why I could shave finally, because I recorded some videos with a bird. So if I had made some mistakes, to take some retakes, I should I don't know, fake the bird with AI. So finally I can shave. Life of a YouTuber. And so we have 2 talks today. So one talk, Axum Hello World. Second talk, Docker hardened images, which is something that I want to try for me, because because Docker is really delivering stuff, and I can't keep pace with this. So I will want to check this whole article, which is Docker hardened images. I don't know if you ever heard this. By the way, of course, I will explore Docker plus Rust. Then at the very, very end, only for the OG people, only the people really interested, I will check this super long post that I made on Monday. Hey Tebbo, if you like Rust, today is the right choice. And I will probably also announce something here, and I want to basically go through this super long post. Something I decided, I think this Monday, I woke up and I choose violence, basically. Some people say, I'm just going, we can't read it all. You can just copy paste and ask ChatGPT, what is this? But for people who like to hear this from my point of view, at the very end, we can discuss this. So we will have maybe less people at the end, but this is something very interesting, especially if you want to reboost your newsletter, revamp your newsletter in 2026, because this is my approach. It took me hundreds of kilometers to actually digest, okay? So let's get started. And I hope you are ready, because this is probably one of my favorite talks, and I really wanted to have this on my channel before the year ended. So I think we can start. This is probably one of my favorite talks to deliver. because I need to try to convince you to use Rust. And for this talk, I would love also your interaction. This talk is meant to interact with people. I know that we are not in person, but I would like you, I will check the chat. I would like you to post when I ask something as much as possible, because this talk is intended to be done in person. So it might lose something doing this in a live event, but I'm sure we are here when you will interact, because I really need your approach here, okay? We can start. I'm super pumped. I also went back for a run today. We went on a space, everything. Okay, let's start. Okay, ready? Are we ready? Wish me luck. Let's see. I'm super excited for this one. This is probably one of my favorite talks to deliver, because it's a mix of education, fun, live demo. It has everything. Okay, perfect. What is this? Okay, perfect. Let's do it. Okay, let's go here. Okay. Let's go, because I went back for a run, and also I finished my book, so Francesco is absolutely back. I will probably make a video about the experience of writing the book. It has been a lot of effort, even for me, even for Francesco. So let's get started. Are you ready? Today we will try to answer this question, which is a question that I get a lot on social media. And this question is: should you learn Rust as your next programming language? Yes. That's it. Welcome to my TED Talk. Thank you. Bye. Are you convinced? How many of you are already convinced to try Rust? You can type it. You can be honest. You don't have to fake it, because this is intended to, because I want to check also in the audience how many people actually are already sold. So basically this talk is useless for you. Maybe you are watching this anyway. So how many of you actually are not convinced? I want to have as many no's as possible. So should you learn Rust in 2026 as your next programming language? I want to get some no's. Come on. Let's see how many we can get. I don't really have much time for that. So it's a no. Okay. So we have Razvan. Who else? I don't know if we have people who are already sold and they are here just because they like Rust, or people who are curious. This talk is for people who are not convinced yet. Okay? Let's keep going. I will try to convince you. So this is my first try, which is Jack Dorsey, the creator of Twitter, posted this, check the date, 24th of December 2021. So basically 4 years ago. Rust is a perfect programming language. So you should probably follow this tip, or maybe the tip of someone on social media. Do you trust Twitter? Do you do whatever people on Twitter says, or not? And I'm very active on Twitter, so yes or not? Are you convinced? Did Jack Dorsey manage to convince you or not? Let me put this here. I trust the tweet. So, okay, so you're sold. Okay, let's keep going. What is the problem? The problem is that we are engineers. So usually we don't try social media a lot. What do we like? Do you know this guy? I hope so. Talk is cheap. Show me the numbers. We want to see some stats, Francesco. Otherwise, I will not try Rust. I know you. I know most of you. I know what you really want. You want freaking numbers. Admit it. At least admit it. Because if you don't see numbers, I can't convince you. Let's try. So I have to move me for how long, how many people this is. So this is not up to date, but this is the number, the growth of the usage of the crates.io registry. This is basically npm for Rust. So check how many downloads there were in 2019, 2020, and check how many downloads and people creating crates there are today. Let's say this is half 2025, so it might even be not up to date. Crates.io has served 500 million downloads in a day. This is not something that happens when your programming language just got started. Okay, people in the Rust ecosystem, they are ready. Consider Rust to mainstream. Just to give an idea. Let's keep going. Maybe you already saw this, but this is probably one of the strongest argument to convince you to learn Rust, because check here, and I would like to explain what's going on here. This is the answer of the Stack Overflow developer survey, and these two numbers, I hope you can see them. I can even zoom a bit. This is okay. So the blue one is people who actually want to try that technology, and the red one is how many people liked the language after they tried out. Okay. For example, PHP, 9% of the people, they want to try this as a new programming language, so one developer out of 11, and less than 40% of the people are happy with PHP. Okay, let's see Zig, the famous Zig. Zig, people who use Zig, they like it quite a lot, a bit less than Rust, but quite a lot. The problem is this one for Zig. Only 7% of the developers are actually interested into learning it. Okay? And of course, I can keep going, but of course, here Rust is the clear winner. Okay? And this is, of course, it's not the unique source of truth, but it is something. But I'm not done yet, so I wanted to show you this. Let's keep going. Let me know in real time if you are convinced or not, because usually when I do this in person, people don't interrupt me. Here you can type and you can comment, so we also have this little advantage when we do this in a live event. You can write, and at some point I might actually read it. I'm convinced that Rust is a good programming language to learn, and it will be more and more popular because of the numbers and because of Francesco, of course. Let's keep going. Okay, so this is actually my favorite slide of the day, because now you will know why. Pay attention now. This is not very well known, but I'm trying to advocate a lot for this, because check it out. This slide really shocked me. They asked web frameworks and technologies. Which is a web framework that you really like? You probably know Node.js, React. Can you read? jQuery. I don't know why it's here. Next.js, Express. So the first 5 frameworks are JavaScript frameworks. Okay. ASP.NET, Angular, Vue.js, FastAPI, this is Python one, Spring Boot is Java, Flask, ASP.NET. I made so many videos with many of these, okay? So you say, Francesco, why are you sharing me this? Can you see it? Can you see it? On the screen? Or maybe it's a bit small. Can you spot it? Can you understand the reason why I showed this? Check this. Check it out. A Rust web framework. I'll zoom it. A Rust web framework is in the list of the demigods. In the list over is Dino, Svelte, AngularJS, Fastify, Next.js, Drupal. So Laravel 8%. Axum stepped into the Olympus of web frameworks. This is mind-blowing that Axum is already there. This will not go down. This will just go up from now. And will probably go here and here, by one here, and then we'll see. And that's why we will do the Axum Hello World today, also with a little surprise at the end. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, so maybe you already saw this one, but this is a list of normalized global results for energy, time, and memory for different programming languages, okay? And again, this is not a single source of truth, but I'm trying to bring some arguments. And C is the clear winner here. You can see it here, pun word intended, C, energy 1, time C 1, and C 1.17. So C is the clear winner here. But check out Rust here. Rust here takes the second position, and sixth, seventh position here. This is really interesting. It's really interesting because the developer experience of Rust is quite better than C. Do you agree? I forgot to share the live stream. I was too excited. Let me share it. Okay, a second. Let me share this. I was too excited. Second. Okay. Live. I forgot. But we still have some people today. Let me check the chat real quick. Curious on your opinion, will Rust become mainstream in the next 5 years? Yes. Exactly. Yes. I'm quite let's say, sold. I will show you something, even in this hello world, that might actually convince you. Okay? Let's try. And of course, okay, we have the Rust. Don't read it. Okay, let's keep going with numbers. So this is a quite reliable website for performances of web frameworks, okay? And here we have best fortunes, responses per second, and this basically here you have all the frameworks. So some of the frameworks maybe they are not usable, they are a bit weird. Maybe you never heard this. I never heard of this H2O. I think I heard it once. And text, and check on the 7th position. Axum again here. So it's here at the top of these basically all the frameworks. And this is interesting because this is pure performance. This is pure performance of frameworks. But this is quite mainstream, it's quite well known, like people already know it, they use it in a normal way. Okay? Let's keep going. But I know you are not sold yet, because developers are hard to convince. I've been using Rust for at least 1 year before getting convinced, so I can feel you. I know what you all want. I know. Because we saw some numbers, but I know what you really want. Let's see. Let's see if I'm right. Let's see if I understand what you really want. I know. I can feel it. You want this. You want a table and you want a versus. You want to compare performance, safety, concurrency, the developer experience, the ecosystem, the learning curve, and you want to check these numbers. You can admit it, that you are here just for that. And by the way, these numbers are not numbers that I made up, of course, but these are numbers that I asked Google Gemini Pro 2.5. I might actually try it out with a new LLM. Google might be a bit biased for Go, but let's say that it's neutral, also because Google likes Rust and other programming languages. Now, you can agree with me that these numbers are quite boring to watch. They might be interesting, but maybe there is a different way how we can visualize or we can see these numbers. And that's why... One second, what happened? One second, what happened here? A moment. One second. I don't know what happened. I made this. So basically, I created an open source project to do something like this. I created an hexagon stats generator. This is, by the way, free and open source. I can share the link below. To create FIFA-like stats for things, especially when you have 6 of them, and you can create an hexagon like this. I want to share this. This is absolutely 100% open source. You can try it out, you can improve it. You can probably make it way better than what I did, but I really needed this for this talk. So this is like, FIFA-like numbers, and here we will have... and we will focus on these stats. Let's see. I want to check it here. I think I need to move me a bit. I'll move me, I think, here for now. No, here. I will cover Python for now. And you see here, it's way easier to understand what's going on. So this is the performance. This is safety. This is developer experience. Let me zoom in a bit. This, for example, is C, is the C language. And you can see here that, for example, it's very strong on the ecosystem C, of course. Learning is a bit hard. Okay, so performance, safety, concurrency, developer experience, ecosystem, learning curve. Okay, let's check them one by one, so it's easier to understand. Okay. C++ also has a very high performances, but it's lacking in security and learning, and also in the developer experience, of course. It's not the most pleasant developer experience. Let's check Python. I need to move me, put me here. Let's check Python. Python is a great programming language, I think. So because it has, for example, a great ecosystem, and it's very easy to learn. It has 95 and 98 on learning and developer experience 98 and ecosystem. Python has one problem. It's this. And the problem is that performance, safety, and concurrency, if a language is not meant for that, this will be very hard to improve. I mean, once you learn a language, this becomes less important. The ecosystem might be interesting and developer experience, but once, for example, you are used to write C code, you don't care about the developer experience because you have all the benefits. So the problem of Python is especially this one, the performance, quite a lot. I want to keep going and check the beloved Java. Java is quite versatile. Java, I think, takes great numbers here. You see, you have 99 on ecosystem. I think it's the max 99. And learning curve 90, might be a bit less, but let's say 90. I want to give this for granted. Developer experience 90, okay. Again, the problem of Java is a bit these two. Okay, so performance and security. These two numbers are a bit hard, but JavaScript, of course, is mass adoption, is probably one of the most used programming languages, and probably here they're talking about just JavaScript, not TypeScript, so JavaScript, great numbers. The Go programming language, it takes amazing numbers, which are, you can see, probably Go, at first glance, it might see the best. Because you have here all numbers above 80, 85 on all these 6 things: performance, safety, concurrency. What I think is that Go is great, especially for concurrency, it takes 98. Still, it's not very performant. So if you really want performance, it's like having, if you are racing F1, these 10 numbers, they make sense, okay? And in the safety, it's 80. But for example, Go, it's very balanced, I would say, as a programming language. Let's see Rust. What's the big problem of Rust here? Because it has, this is not by numbers by the way, 98 of performance, just a bit less than C, 99 of safety, 95 of concurrency, 95 of developer experience, ecosystem 80, but ecosystem might even grow in the future. The only problem of Rust that you can see here is this 60. There is this misconception, or let's say some people commonly agreed, that Rust is not the easiest programming language to learn. Okay, do you agree or not? You should say no. No, Francesco, because we saw your video that Rust is not hard to learn. I think that if you see this, if you are a content creator, you will just jump straight in doing what I do. Because if something is hard to learn, you can actually create a lot of content, like it's happening now. So I saw this as a great opportunity. I'm basically working on to fix this about Rust. But the good thing of Rust is that it has these 3 numbers, performance, safety, and concurrency, which is something that usually you can't change in a programming language. It's probably the winner here. Okay, so if you learn Rust, you'll become invincible. And that's basically the meaning of this talk. Because if Rust was even easy to learn, probably I will not create videos on learning Rust. I would not need that. I will be unemployed. For example, I don't do videos on you should learn Rust for embedding systems, because that's it. It's like creating videos on use JavaScript on the front end. Of course, there is no point in making a video about it. I make videos about using Rust for web development because some people are not convinced yet. Okay? And that's the thing. Let's keep going. What is Rust? Rust is what you see here. This is how the hello world in Rust looks like. Today we'll not make a hello world in Rust, but we will make a hello world in a web framework in Rust. Okay? What is Rust? Rust is a compiled programming language which is known for 3 main things: safety, concurrency, and performance, which is exactly the 3 numbers that we saw some time ago, 1 minute ago. But someone might say, why? Why should we learn Rust? Why, Francesco? Why Rust? The reasons are many, but I think the first and most important one is that Rust is a fast and powerful programming language, especially in this AI era, when basically it doesn't really matter in which language you write an application, because you can ask ChatGPT to create an application in Python, an application in Ruby, an application in Go. So since this difference between programming languages is becoming less important, fast and powerful programming languages, they will win the race, of course. Rust is known for being a system language, like C, C++, and Go. And it's used more for systems than applications. But Rust can also be used for web development. I made these slides on January 2024. So 2 years have passed. So I've been saying this for 2 years. And last year, Axum, the web framework, jumped into the most known frameworks. So Francesco was right. These slides are 2 years old. These are orange ones. And also for blockchain. You can also use Rust for blockchain. This is one of the reasons that got me into Rust. I want to give a disclaimer before we keep going. And I think I am unique in this because most Rust influencers, Rust people, they will say just go Rust all day long. You'll just write Rust applications. I don't think so. I would not recommend to learn Rust as your first programming language. I think that it's way better to start with something like JavaScript and Python. And you're getting this tip by someone who started learning programming with C, which might also be an interesting choice, but that would might make you quit programming. So I changed the tip because I want everyone to become a developer. It's not because it's impossible, but in many courses, we tend, including me, to make references comparing Rust to other languages. This might become frustrating if you get the teacher say like, here is like JavaScript, here we are doing like Python, here it's like, I don't know, another programming language. You might get annoyed by that. And I am one of them. Like in Rust, we use the let, like in JavaScript. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you might become annoyed. That's probably the only reason. And I want to mention here just 2 killer features for Rust. So I'll be short here. Rust doesn't have a garbage collector. Do you know what a garbage collector is or not? A garbage collector is a system that automatically frees the unused memory in a program. Because yes, memory doesn't clean it itself. Someone has to clean it. So we have 2 choices, basically. Either we have a garbage collector like Go, for example, or Java, or many other high-level programming languages, or the other option is that you handle the memory yourself. Have you ever handled the memory yourself? You can write this in the chat. If so, you can raise your hand. I did. Or not. Have you, if I say alloc or malloc, you know what I'm talking about? Or are you a happy person? I think we share a personal experience. We don't want to go back to that. I did that at university, so I can feel you, Razvan. But at least we are here. We made it. This makes me happy. Rust is different from both of them, and this is the reason that made me start learning Rust, because it's unique. It's the only programming language that does something unique. It checks when needed. That's the real reason. And now a second killer feature, Rust killer feature, the developer experience. We will see also today that the Rust compiler is different. Have you ever coded in Java? Bonus if you know what which IDE is this one, and you get this thing, and you have no idea what the hell is going on. Did that ever happen to you? Raise your hand. I think it is Eclipse. I don't. You see, Razvan, we are on the same boat. Exactly. And you know what's the real problem? The real problem is that we are used to this. We are used that the compiler sucks. We are used to the thing that the compiler, they suck. We give it for granted. It should not be like that. Quick mention, Cargo is the Rust package manager, which is similar to npm for Node.js, pip for Python, and Composer for PHP. Hey, Rock and Brain. I'm streaming in 4K now. Someone is at the door. I'm sorry. Be right back. Okay, so no, it does not. Sadly, it was not pizza. Yes, I'm streaming in 4K. Thanks for waiting. I'm sorry. And now I want to try to answer to another important question, which is what can I do with Rust? What is Rust famous for? Rust is famous for operating systems components, game engine, browser components. This is how it started because it has been invented inside Mozilla. Command line tools. What is Rust not famous for yet? These slides are like 1 year old. Web development. Let's start with the backend. Actix Web. Actix has been the first Rust. Actix has been the first Rust framework that I tried, which looks quite similar to Express. And it's probably one of the most mature and battle-tested web framework. Probably at the moment it's still the most mature. It's known for performance, speed, core model. It has a very good documentation. I have a video when I make a Hello World with Actix. I also delivered some talks with Actix and really enjoyed it. Yes, feature size is that it's rich, robust. It has a middleware system, so similar to Express. It supports HTTP 1, HTTP 2, WebSockets, and it's very used for building high-performance APIs to handle some massive traffic. Of course, all the Rust backends are like that. Axum. We will try this today, because today we will record also a separate video, but I want to introduce you Axum. Axum is built by the team behind Tokyo. Do you know what Tokyo is? Maybe it's with Y. Tokyo is the standard asynchronous runtime for Rust. They also built a backend framework. Probably they know what they are doing, because Tokyo is the default standard also for other frameworks. Core focus of Axum is ergonomics, pleasant and intuitive for devs. We will see this today, but later. Modularity and composition. It's very modular. We will see this probably through the whole 2026. Ecosystem integration. It's really it's excellent in terms of support for Tokyo. Of course, it's done by the same. It's done by them. The key abstraction is that it uses the Tower library for services and middleware, making it incredibly flexible and elegant. I have an upcoming video where I use this Tower library on Tuesday, shameless plug. And it's gaining popularity. These slides are 1 year old, by the way. So I was again right. Okay? I'm happy because what I'm doing, it goes in that direction, and this makes me happy that my own researches are finally freaking paying off. I also want to mention Rocket. I need to be 100% honest. I don't know if Rocket is still maintained. I have a video on my channel when I create a full stack application in Rust using backend, Rust on the backend and front end. Spoiler. Rocket is probably the framework in Rust that uses less lines of code to actually achieve something. It's very, very dry, I would say, here. I don't know, Rock and Brain. That's a great question. I'm sorry, but I don't know. I know about Node, of course. You know that this is a great question. I'm sorry, but you made a great question. This might even become a video. Great. I'm literally writing this idea down, otherwise I will forget. Great question by Rock and Brain. I don't know. Great question. Amazing. Thank you. I'm craving for video ideas. Congratulations. I never question myself with this question. Amazing. Tokyo is great for developer experience and rapid development. I really needed to create a quick backend in Rust, and Rocket has been great. The problem with Rocket might be, but I might be wrong, that it's not maintained well. I hope not, because the more frameworks we have, the better, but we will see. And now, the shocking part. Front end. Rust on the front end. What's going on? Rust on the front end. What? What? You use React or Vue or Stack? Are you scared? You should not. You should not, because I included this part, but honestly, I don't think that Rust will replace JavaScript on the front end. That will make me happy, but still, it's shocking. Why? Because of this. Do you know WebAssembly? Yes, no, maybe. WebAssembly is a binary instruction format for a stack-based VM, virtual machine. It's like a low-level compile target, but for the web, and you can write code in any language you want, and then it gets compiled, you see here, inside a WASM module, and that becomes a web application. Yes, you can write a front-end application in C++. Yes, you can write a web application in Python, in Go, in JavaScript, which I think doesn't make sense that you write JavaScript for WASM, but it's still doable for reasons. But Rust WASM web application. It's a very interesting technology. Some people are really, really into it. I'm more into Rust than WebAssembly. So I'm touching this word from the Rust perspective. But I think we can all agree that it's fascinating. It's really fascinating. And Rust, of course, is a first-class citizen for WebAssembly. Why? Top-tier support. The Rust team has invested heavily in making Rust a very good language for WASM. Compilation, compiling Rust code into high-performance WASM modules is straightforward. WASM makes sense with a performant programming language. I'm sorry, Python developers, but to me it doesn't make sense to write a WASM application in Python. It might make sense to you if you are a senior Python developer. Otherwise, I think it doesn't make sense. The key advantage is that you have this performance-critical front-end logic in Rust that runs directly in the browser, alongside with JavaScript. It has some ideal use cases: game development, heavy data visualization, image and video processing, and some complex client-side computations. Okay? And this is really interesting. Now, of course, I will not go into the details of WASM, because otherwise this will become a very long live event, but it's interesting, okay? Let's go on the front-end frameworks. What is Vue? I've done a video with Vue. Vue is this component-based framework. It's very similar to React, which might sound a bit weird. Check this one. Check here. Check here. Does it sound familiar? To me, this sounds very familiar. it has a good documentation and a very active community. It can be used to build some complex single-page application entirely in Rust. I did a video when I used U on the front end and it quite worked. And also I used to React, so it made sense. We also have this framework called Leptos, which is a different approach, which is more similar to Solid.js, when you have something named signals. When a signal changes, it updates only the specific part. So if you're used to Solid.js, you might like this even more. It's even built with server-side rendering. Okay? And it's very rapid, modern it's a very modern framework. I want to try it out, but you should please give me some time because I want to try so many things at the same time. Leptos is for sure on the to-do list. Dioxus, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I want to try Dioxus so bad. Portable UI framework. Rust on mobile. This is my dream for 2026. Create a mobile application in Rust. I never did that. It sounds mind-blowing to me. It uses a component and hook model, making it easy for web devs to learn. What do you think? Have you ever tried that? I don't think it's very famous, but I've seen it popping it and mentioning it a couple of times, for example, at RustConf in Seattle. So the Rust people, they already know it. I'm coming more from, the web development world and stuff. During 2026, I want to explore as many Rust web frameworks as possible. You see, I just mentioned 6 months of content. This is very interesting. Dioxus currently has the best hot reloading for rapid development as far as I know. Thank you so much for sharing this. Because, for example, I'm looking forward for this. Thank you. I think I might create a video about Dioxus soon. How is your experience? I'm always down to hearing your experience. I'm here also to learn. I know some stuff, you know some stuff. I don't know everything, of course. I'm exploring this Rust web ecosystem because I think it's fascinating. Don't think that I know everything because I have a YouTube channel. I'm here because I want to share things with you. Okay, so thank you so much, RM-RFB. Okay, your name is a bit hard to pronounce. Why Rust for web development? The core benefits is that you have performance. At the end of the day, this is what we want: performance, reliability, and memory safety. And also, of course, the benefits you usually can have on JavaScript. For Java, with Rust, it might be the opposite, that you start writing backend in Rust, and then since you have the backend in Rust, then you use Rust on the front end. Basically, it's the opposite story that had JavaScript maybe went also on that made JavaScript be famous on the backend with a Node, but it's the opposite direction. On the front end, you can use WASM. It has a maturing ecosystem, and people are getting interested about it. And I see here in the chat there are some people who actually are using it. So I'm not crazy. Thank you, because I know that I'm not crazy, because slowly, we are getting more people using it. I think it's good. So far, I'm planning to actually move a very large complex. We forgot to mention HTMX. I tried this a bit, but I don't know. Why do you mention, why HTMX for Rust? HTMX uses Rust, I don't know that. It might be. But you don't write Rust code with HTMX. I used this a couple of times, of course. It absolutely disappeared from all the hype. But why do you mention HTMX in Rust? Because HTMX is it's to replace basically JavaScript on the front end. Do you mean HTMX in the front end and Rust on the back end? Or is there something that I don't know? Xylem, Literally never heard about that. Which is using Velo renderer developed. I never heard Xylem. It's the I made talks about this. I never made this. So I don't know if that's real or not, but the problem is that I make a video, I find ideas for 2 more videos. So I'm doomed. Basically, I'm doomed because the more videos I make and the more ideas we get. But I see way more people. Like 2 years ago, probably people in the chat will say, Francesco is crazy. What is he doing? Slowly, I'm getting more people. We can even make separate videos about this. This was a presentation. I like it that we are making this more interactive, so I'm going a bit slower. I hope you appreciate it. Anyway, that's what I think and what I've been advocating. This is what I've been advocating for the past 2 years. If you already know APIs, CRUD operations, the concept of course, the concept of request and response cycles, component-based UIs, state management, which are concepts. They are not just JavaScript concepts. They are just concepts in our brain. You can use Rust you can use Rust to build your applications. I want to put me here, maybe a bit smaller. You can use Rust for your backend application. Usually when I put this, people screenshot that with their phones. So I will keep this here for a couple of seconds. Axum doesn't have a logo, as far as I know. Backend, Actix, Axum, and Rocket. Of course, some of them, they are full stack. I think Leptos, but I put that on the front end anyway. Okay? It is crazy. It is crazy. If Rust reaches front end, it's over. I don't think that Rust will be on the front end soon. We can still write some React code for a while, but if Rust, let's say, will conquer the backend, then the front end will be easier. It's the same thing that made Node.js famous. It's about the adoption. Let's keep going, because now we will make a demo. This is, I remind you that this is not just just chatting, okay? Wait. I want to show you now some examples, and to do this we will go here. Okay? This is going super slow. Thank you. I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best. If you want to see more of this content, like, subscribe, and share. Okay. I want to show you some examples now for people who are not convinced yet. Okay, I also want to make a poll because I want to know your expertise level with Rust. Your expertise level with Rust. We have expert, intermediate, beginner, and like this. So I made a poll so I can also adapt here a bit. Your expertise level with Rust. I wrote Rust, but okay. We have expert, intermediate, beginner, and just no level. Okay? Don't make me make another poll. Can I edit? I can't edit a poll once I write it. Okay. Okay. I want to wait a couple of minutes. I don't know if I can make 5 videos today. It will be quite hard, but okay. Beginner with one N. Sorry, I am the king of typos. Many beginners, one intermediate. Okay, who is the intermediate here? Just to have an idea. It's just to have an idea. But I like it. I like it. So because what I'm doing is basically beginners. So that makes sense. More beginner than Jon Snow level. Okay. I want to show you some cool stuff with 9 examples. Okay, not 10, but 9 examples. This Of course. Or it might not help because your brain now is wired and you can't learn ownership. Let's see some examples here. We have this function main for Rust, and here we have a very simple CLI. Now the goal here is not to understand everything which is happening here. Basically, I'm getting something in input, and I'm giving back the uppercase string. Okay, this is quite simple. But if I type here cargo run, or I can type here. If I type here run, this is the Rust Analyzer extension. We have this. Now I'll write here Francesco all lowercase. I hit enter, and we have here the text is uppercase Francesco. This is not mind-blowing, but the reason why I made this example is that I want to show you something that I really love about Rust. I typed basically cargo run by hitting that button. Can you check here? Here I want to open in File Explorer. Basically, this created this file. So when we type cargo run, we natively have executables. This is an executable test by default. No libraries, no dependencies, yeah, nothing. This is shocking. Other languages have this, but this is a very cool feature of Rust. It creates executables. I almost stopped using Docker, almost. Okay. Let's see this second example. Dependencies. We have here, we generate a random number in the range 100, and then we can get back this random number. If I type cargo run here, no, it's not this, sorry. If I hit here run, because this is a multiple project, we have here an error, and this is intentional because I want to show you how precise the Rust compiler is. Use of unresolved module or unlinked create rand, which is red here. If you wanted to use a create named rand, use cargo add rand to add it to your cargo.toml. You can use this command, or you can go on cargo.toml, which is actually here. TOML stands for Tom's Obvious Minimal Language. And you see here something which is similar to package.json, and you can add all the dependencies here. Okay? For example, here we use this one. I save. Let's try again. Dependencies. Run. And now it works. 93. Nice. I think this is the highest number I ever had with this talk. Okay. Let's check also this one. Custom types in Rust. In Rust we can have custom types. In this function main we can create this new user with an ID and a username which is a string, and then we print it. If I hit here, we see here successfully created a user, ID1, username Alice. Okay. The problem is that someone might say here, okay, Francesco, but where did we define this thing? Where did we define this object? Because this is the initialization. Where did we define this? You see this line here? We defined this inside this package. This is also to showcase how we can use different files in Rust. We have this with a pub struct. Everything has to be public, otherwise it can't be used in another file by default. And here, this is also another excuse to show you the tests in Rust. In Rust, the tests are mind-blowing. In JavaScript, you import a library, and I like one library, you like another library, and I don't want to add a library now because it's too early. I don't know. In Rust, you create a file, you type cargo test, and it works. That's literally it. I want to showcase this. We are getting here an error here. Wait. No, wait. I did the wrong one. This one has to be like that. We can type here cargo, wait 1 second. We can type here cargo test dash lib. It's a different command. It's for this. And you see here, we have a failed test, which is correct. Can you see why this test failed? If you write test, it should be obvious even if you don't know the Rust syntax. I'm going super slow today, by the way. Usually this talk is 30 minutes. I'm taking it very slow. I'm really enjoying this. The reason is that here I have Alice and here Bob. This was of course just an example. So I want to make Alice also here. Let's try again, cargo test dash lib, and now the test should pass. Yes, it passed. Okay, so this is for test. Okay, perfect. Let's go on enums. In Rust, enums are super powerful. I made multiple videos about enums, so I will not go into the details, but I want to let you know that we have, I want to let you know that with enums we can do many things in Rust. We can have enums with variants with no data, a variant that holds a structured object, like in this case similar to a point, which in this case is a point, a key press with a single character, paste string, so yes. and let's run this one. And of course here we have different variants of enums. We'll see how enums are also used in Rust. And now my favorite Rust construct, I would say, which is of course the match statement. The match statement, it's like a switch statement on steroids. We use an enum, and then based on this enum, we can execute code. Look how cool is this. When I saw this the first time, I said, okay, finally. You see, you have a function, you have an event, which is of a type web event. So basically an enum. I can make basically a switch on an enum variant. You get what I say? A switch on an enum variant. Not on numbers, not on strings, on enum variants. This combo is mind-blowing. Because you can have an enum with variants. Based on the variants, you have all the context you need here. For example, check these two lines. Web event click with X and Y, and inside this here you can execute any code you want, whatever you want, using the variables that are specific to that variant. Mind-blowing. I missed the match statement so much in other languages when I go back. This is probably one of the reasons that will always get me back to Rust. And it sounds exactly as I did. And we have, for example, this function main with different enums, and then we can do some stuff with this handle event. Does your favorite programming language have this feature or not? If it's Oclam, yes. Otherwise, I'm not sure. Okay. Let's keep going. In Rust, we don't have null. Are you shocked? If you checked my bootcamp, you are not. But in Rust, we don't have null. Null was a mistake. It was a 30 years old mistake. Listen to Francesco. We have an option, which is an enum. This enum has two variants. One is sum with a value, generic. One is known. By doing this, we don't need a null as a keyword of the language. Does it make sense or not? To me, this didn't make sense Now I rewired my brain and I say, this makes 100% sense. That known is not a keyword of the language that can make your program basically crash in 1,000 different ways. It's a variant of a num. It's so simple that it's shocking. Think about that tonight before falling asleep. Say, makes sense. This was me some years ago. Like, yeah, makes sense. In this function main, we test out this thing. Okay, so, and we have this function with this sum, which returns basically a bool, which returns, if it's sum, return true, otherwise return false. Okay, I want to run this one. You see founder, you see found user Alice, and here user not found Charlie, because Charlie was not there. Because we have just Alice here inside it. A way more convenient way to try stuff. Error handling in Rust. How can we handle errors in Rust? We can do this in different ways. I have multiple videos about error handling that I will shamelessly plug later. But for now, you can say that we can have a function that returns something called a result, which is another cool enum in Rust that has two variants. You can see them here. One is OK, and one is error. So basically, we can handle these results, and then we can decide if we want, for example, return a string. In case of error, we want to return an error. Instead of OK, we can return something, and we have here, for example, this number. Okay, result is for operations that might actually fail. For example, an HTTP request. Okay, a request to connection to a DB, asynchronous functions. Okay, it's more complicated than this, but this is something. What is a JavaScript file doing in a Rust presentation? Because I want to show you something. If I type here node, because yes, I have still node installed on this machine, src bin 08 helpful compiler, the value is 100. Do you see what's the problem here or not? Let's make it a bit bigger. You say, Francesco, there is no problem here. It's okay. It didn't return an error. But because JavaScript is a dynamic programming language. Is that good? Is that good? Yes. No. Yes or not? We have a Jon Snow here, by the way. Is it good to have a dynamic programming language? Of course. It depends. It depends. But the fact that here we are not throwing an error, it might be good. Okay, very diplomatic political answer. This is a politically correct answer. Other Rust is not politically correct. If we have something like this with the same syntax and we try to run this, bam. No. Arguments to these functions are incorrect, because here in Rust, when you define a function, check the video about functions or the bootcamp, you actually need to define the type of the arguments of the function. In this case, 32, otherwise it doesn't compile. And if I type 32 here, and here I add a string, even if we understand that it's 100, but this is of type string, of course. To be precise, it's $str, we get this. Exactly. And if we try to remove this, we have the number is 100. If you want to learn Rust, you are in the right place. Okay, now I want to take a 10 seconds break, because the last example, I think it's mind-blowing. I think this example that I'm gonna show you, it might shock Java developers. If you ever wrote any Java code, you'll be shocked. Let's see. 1 hour has passed already. Oh my God, I'm going super slow. But I'm really enjoying this. Okay, let's go this example. So, have you ever done concurrency programming? Have you ever done this in Java or another language? In which language have you tried concurrency? I did this, for example, using Java at the end of the exam, the last few lessons, like if it was something hard that just the advanced pro people do. Is this also your experience? In which languages did you try concurrency? If you have been checking Rust here and there, you might have heard this term, fearless concurrency. Rust claims that doing concurrency in Rust is fearless. You don't have to be scared to write something which uses concurrency. Let's see, I will show you. We have a function, even if you don't understand the syntax, but I think you can follow along. We have a function main, which are println, let handle one thread spawn with a for cycle and I have 500 milliseconds wait sleep duration. Let handle two thread spawn with another for cycle with a bit less wait in milliseconds. Println main thread, handle one join, handle two join. That's it. I'm not joking. This is concurrency in Rust. So this is no. This can't be that easy. It has to be complicated because concurrency is complicated. Now I want to check this complicated example. When I made my first video about concurrency in Rust, that video lasted like 5 minutes. I had literally nothing to add. This is a problem for me who I make videos, because it's so easy that my job here is useless. Handle one, handle two, handle one join, handle two join. Let's try. Concurrency. Done. I'm unemployed as a YouTuber. I mean, I could invent something to make this example more complicated, but it's really that easy. I'm shocked. I don't know what to do. And this was the final example. I want to go back here. We are going super slow, but let's see, demo. So let's go to the conclusion of this one. Learning a language, I think it's more important than learning a new framework. We glorify this learning new JavaScript frameworks. I think that learning a language, it's a better bet for our career, especially in this AI era, when we will probably write more efficient programs now that we use AI. Rust is efficient and focused on safety. Its way to handle memory is unique, and this alone, it's a reason for me to try it out. Of course, that those will be available, yes. There are many signs that Rust will keep growing. I have literally zero signs that Rust is stopping. I went to the Rust Conf in Seattle. I've spoken to so many people in the Rust ecosystem. Everyone is absolutely excited. So I think it's a nice bet if you want to have unique skills to stand out. I'm a strong believer that in this AI era, when everything can be done with a single prompt, you need to stand out with a skill. And this is exactly what I'm doing. I'm trying to stand out with a specific skill, which is also performance focused. Rust will work great with AI. And I will keep repeating this, and I will die on this hill, because the AI will give you efficiency, and Rust will give you the developer experience. Writing the same application in C or Rust will give you a different experience. Probably you will not like the C experience, even if you can, of course, you can ask AI to write some C code. This is my take. Do you agree or not? And again, I'm not here to brainwash you or send subliminal messages, but we can have a very quick Q&A. And I will keep this on purpose. So the answer is yes, this will be available to download. I think it's a GitHub repo. While I'm looking for this GitHub repo, you can drop any question if you have them. Otherwise, we will start doing the Axum example. Let me try it out. I'm so happy because I made it with this recording before the year ended. It's private. The repository is private. Should I put it public? I should say if I get a donation. I don't care. You will get it anyway because it's Christmas. Take this as my Christmas gift. My Christmas gift is to give you this repository, which currently is private here. I will make this public. Okay. I forgot. How can you... No. I forgot... where is the button? I'm sure it's here. Help. Chat help. I need help. Chat help me. I probably will... There are more C codes better than the Rust. Maybe C, it will be easy for AI. For now, yes. For now, yes. And about the developer experience, I'm still not sure. But I mean, if you want to learn C, go on. You know what's the real problem with C? C is an amazing programming language. Is that if you are a C developer, probably you will write just C code. I don't want to write just Rust code, because that will probably use all your energies. I want to be proficient in Rust, JavaScript, Python. I don't want to spend all my time writing just C code. If you want to go all in, you can try C. It's not my case. I want to be more flexible. I have no idea how to make... how was it? I've done this like 1,000 times. Here. Change visibility. No, this is already public. No, because this is hexagon stats. Okay. It's in the danger zone. Repositories. Rust talk. There we go. Okay. Settings. Change visibility, change to public. So, understand. These are the examples. It should be private now, public now. It should be public now. No, not yet. No. What did I do? I've read. Make. Oh my god. 1 second. I can't because I'm using the phone now. I will try via email. Otherwise, because I have the authenticator on my email. I have the authenticator on my phone. So I will try this. Otherwise, I will have this. You will have this at the end. Let's try. We made it. And now this repository is public. Bam. This repository is now public. Okay. Amazing, and we are already here. Any question? It's not written like that, it's called panettone. I like Pandoro more. Pandoro is better than panettone. Thank you for this very technical question about this talk, Bob. But as you can see, it's Christmas, so I answer anyway. You're welcome, Marshall. This is my Christmas gift, okay? Because you asked. You asked and you'll get it. You ask it and you get it. Okay, now, second part. First video done. It took 1 hour and 20 minutes. Okay. Let's go with the second one. By the way, thank you for being here. I want to ask how many of you have ever done something with Axum. I want to stop this one because I want to know. Start a poll. Where is this poll? 1 second. A moment and poll. Okay. I want to poll. Have you ever used Axum? You can write also a comment, by the way. Have you ever used Axum? Yes, no idea what it is. I put also this option because maybe someone connected just now. So, another poll. Have you ever used Axum? Yes, no idea what it is. There is a small surprise in this demo that I added just 2 hours ago. You have used Axum, so okay. Add it, you can leave the live stream. You might get bored. But please stay. Please stay. Okay, let's go. Yes, no, 6 votes. Okay, so we have 3 people who never used Axum. Okay. Okay, so what? Okay, so Actum, you mean Actix, not Artix? Or is this another framework that I don't know? Did you mean Actix instead of Artix? Or there is another framework in Rust called Artix? I hope not. I hope that you misspelled it. I don't want to try another framework. Even if it might be a good idea for a video. Okay. Okay. Otherwise we become another JavaScript ecosystem. Okay. Okay, let me go here. Okay, now today we will try Axum for the first time. This is the first video of this kind. We will go into the details about Axum, the hello world, how we can do it, and there is also a small surprise at the end. So watch it until the end. Let's get started. I just made the intro for the video, of course. Let's go back here. So what is Axum? What is Axum? Axum is a web application framework, written in Rust of course, that focuses on ergonomics and modularity. We have some high-level features, but we will try just the bare minimum today. Today the goal is to just understand what's going on when we write this stuff. We'll try to understand line by line what the hell is going on here. But through this, of course, we need to create a project in Rust. So how can we do this? Using cargo new and, for example, Axum live. Okay, I don't have one project code like that. We step into this directory and then we open this. Okay? Okay, we are here. Let me put this here. I want to try something. Okay, it works because I used Git bash to create the project, and then I'm using WSL here, but it should work. If it doesn't work, I'll use Git bash here. Okay, so how can we do this? Let me put I want to put this on the side, that might be useful. Here. Okay. Let's go back here. I think we can close this. Okay, we'll do this later. Okay, here. Okay, one moment, I'm checking. Perfect. Okay, let's try it out. So we need just a couple of dependencies, and then we can write our simple hello world. We need Axum, but we don't need Axum 0.6. Not recommended. Use Axum 0.8. I will use Axum 0.8.7. If there is a tutorial with Axum 0.7, it's a bit outdated. It should be used with 0.8 for part ID, but we will see. Okay? And then for now, we will use Tokyo with this version, all the features. It's fine. I think we use just macros and let me see if I can do this. Macros. No, let's do it like this. And then we also need Tokyo with any version. This should be fine. I think we have 1.45. Let's do 1.45. If I remember the number correctly, and features macros. We'll see why we need this, and then also we want this to be multi-thread since the beginning. Okay, perfect. Okay, now let's write our simple Rust hello world, and let's explain what the hell is going on here. Okay, the code here will be very simple. Of course, we are at the hello world. I will be surprised if this is too complicated. This is the import. Use Axum, and we use routing get and router here. Okay, we import these two things inside Axum. Of course, the Rust analyzer is complaining because we don't have the main function. Usually in Rust we have fn main, right? If we do something like this, so we add this attribute, which is basically borrowed by C#, we can type something super cool, which is async fn main. This is possible because we added this Tokyo macros. This one allows us to write this amazing asynchronous function for the main. This can be a web server, it can be anything which is asynchronous. Okay, so this is why Tokyo is so powerful. The team of Tokyo built Axum, so we should be good to go. Okay, now let's build our application. It will take probably 2 minutes. We are more interested into, of course, the syntax. Okay, is this syntax? One second. Is this syntax familiar to you? 1 second. Here it's like this. It's like this. 1 second. Okay. We have let up, similar to express, and then we have router new, and then we generate a route. We can even, I think, do something like this. Okay, similar to what we do with express. We have a route with a path, a method which is get, and then here we have this, which is an asynchronous function, which is an asynchronous operation, and it returns a future. Returns a future instead of blocking the current thread, because we don't know how long this will take. Okay? And this is a closure for now. This usually is used for parameters. In this case, we don't have any parameters. Okay? Then we can set a listener, like this, listener, equal. And then we have here Tokyo, like this, net TCP listener. We are opening a web socket, and we can do this in 2 different ways. One is with a local host. I prefer to use 0.0.0 3000 because in case I want to Dockerize this application, I can just just Dockerize like this. I don't have a local host, okay? Yes, you can add it via cargo. Yes, we can also type this. Yeah, of course. I like to write this in the cargo.toml, but okay. And then, of course, we need to accept connections. This Tokyo Net TCP listener bind is basically opening a socket on 3000. And this Axum server listener, very similar to Express, await unwrap, it basically makes the program to stay in idle to accept HTTP requests. Okay? Makes sense? I hope so. And if we type here cargo run, if we didn't make any type, let's see. It's compiling, of course, the first time might be a bit slow. Let's see. Okay, running target here. We can do this in different ways. I think one way might be to do this. Localhost 3000, and we have this exciting hello world. Okay, the idea here, it was more to understand a bit of the syntax, why we have this Tokyo main, why we are doing this, why we are using this TCP listener, and here we are serving and a bit of also of the structure. Of course, we'll have, I made also some CRUD APIs in Axum already, so which is way more complicated than this. In this case, you can have, for example, different HTTP verbs. Okay. And now I want to try something different. Hey Emojo, how's it going? I want to show you something which I think is super, super cool. I want to show you how much memory this program does it take. How much memory do you think that this program takes? And this is not optimized. To do this, we are in WSL, I hope so. We can type htop. Let's scroll, let's see if I find it. Not 1, but 4, and this is not optimized, which is quite good. I might actually do a video when I try to lower this as much as possible, but 4 megabytes for a web server in 2025, it's quite impressive and quite cheap, I would say. Do you agree? I will be curious to see which numbers I will see. I will be curious to see which is the number if we use a different programming language. The simple hello world in Axum without optimization uses 4 megabytes of RAM. I also want to mention, here you see that it's using 1.6 gigabytes of RAM, okay? But here, this is what is allocated by Tokyo, okay? Brajago says that Go would be better. If you check some benchmarks between Go and Rust, I think there's not even a race. They do this because Go is also famous. But if we talk about performance at high levels, I'm actually not sure for the very, very bare minimum. But here we are using a framework. We are not doing a simple, I've also done in the past. I'm curious by this message. But you can let me know. If you want, you can try it out. I also have some Go examples. I'll be curious. But let's say that Rust is famous for being faster than Go. There is no story apart from Twitter. But in terms of performances, I don't think there is a real competitor. Because Go as a garbage collector, it just can't achieve what Rust achieves. That's this is a statement I do on my channel. But prove me wrong, of course. In terms of developer experience, it might actually be better. Also, if you like the syntax, I accept that. In terms of performances, I don't accept this. Okay, so this was a simple hello world in Axum. I made other videos about Axum, some CRUD APIs. In the future, I'll publish more videos. So if you're interested, just let me know, and see you in the next video. And we made 2 out of 5 videos. Let's keep going. Because this is a video that I really wanted to do. Another talk. Today I'm crazy. So, shall I go? Okay. Let's see. Okay, this talk is specifically for people who already know Rust, because I brought this talk at RustConf in Seattle, so for people who already know Rust, okay? But this might be interesting anyway. Rust, what you missed about it in 2025. I spent many hours reading all the blog articles on the official Rust blog. I will leave the links below. And I will try to recap this in 15 minutes, so you don't have to read them all. That's quite convenient, of course, for you, not for me. The biggest event is the Rust 2024 edition, which has been released in 2025, which is a bit confusing. But this has been stabilized in the version 1.85, and it's a great and major update. So you can see here in the package, in the cargo.toml file, you actually now can write 2024 by default. I think now it's 2024 by default, but otherwise you should check it. I think it depends on the version of cargo. And of course, with the major release, this couldn't be shipped in a minor release. Why a major release? Because this enables major features, for instance, the new temporary drop order semantics, like for example, the new drop order semantics like the let chain. I will show this in a few minutes. It's also used to improve language consistency. For example, it standardized the unsafe keyword. I don't know if you ever heard about the unsafe keyword in Rust. It's basically, removes all the seat belts from Rust. And it can also be used to introduce some new lifetime capture rules. Let me put this here. It can also be used to refine some core mechanics, for example, new lifetime capture rules. If you want a video about lifetimes, you can check at the link below. Let's go on the next slide. This is just a recap of what happened with the Rust 2024. I will leave a link in the description, but I will not go one by one with these features. But many things have happened. So I think since we are going into I think since we are going in 2026, we can finally check this version of Rust. Okay, something that made me very excited. We have these Rust let chains. I made these code examples so you can actually check the before and after. You can see here that we can chain let expressions within condition operands of if and let statements using the ampersand operator. Check here the before and after. I like the after way more. Of course, if you have, let's say, at least 3 ifs. For 2 ifs is fine, but if you have 3 ifs, probably you want something like this. If let, and. And this, of course, does the same thing, but I think this is more readable. And I think for a language verbose as Rust, it's important. Smarter lifetime capture rules. The lifetime capture rules are now way smarter because we can write... because writing functions that return impl future is far less noisy. Check the left and check the right. Before we had to add the noise, this annoying thing, explicitly telling the compiler to connect to the lifetime. You see this one. explicitly. Now we can just write this one. There, in Rust 2024, this compiles without any extra syntax. So less code to write. And I think this is amazing. Let's keep going. Okay, this part is important. Unsafe external blocks. In Rust, when we type this external C to add some C code in our Rust code, by default that's unsafe because we are writing code which is not Rust inside this Rust application. But they decided for human reasons to be 100% explicit, because now you have to add this unsafe keyword, even if it's not needed. It was not needed because extern C implied unsafe, but at Rust they don't want to imply things. So now you have to type unsafe extern. So this block, it will be super clear, even to people who are not that used to Rust, that this is unsafe Rust. Otherwise, this might get confusing. I like this. I like this being explicit. This is also another important update. We have this MSRV await resolver. MSRV stands for minimum supported Rust version. Previously, the cargo update would break your build if a dependency required a newer Rust version. That's very bad. Now, the resolver, the MSRV await resolver, respects the Rust version field in your cargo.toml. That's amazing. And these little things, they really make the difference. Now, cargo automatically selects the newest compatible version of a dependency. I feel better. I don't know you, but I feel better. It's the little things, you know. Some new language and library capabilities. Async closures are stabilized in Rust 1.85, a long-awaited feature by all the Rust developers that unblocks some more natural and powerful async patterns, allowing closures to capture from their environment. It's the same code, but before this didn't compile. And now we can write this in this way. Are you happy? I am. Native generators, gen blocks. In Rust 2024, most of these features are about Rust 2024. We can add now these gen blocks. We can define iterators with the yield instead of manual state machines. I think yield is also in C#. The compiler handles the boilerplate. Now, let's check it here. We have this manual iterator implementation. We implement this iterator for this countdown, and then we have this function next. Have you ever done this as an exercise? I've done this multiple times. Function next, which returns an option. An option can be some or none. And then if self-current is greater than self-end, we return the value. Otherwise, we return a none. And then we can use it with a for cycle. Okay, I hope you are getting what I mean. Have you ever done an iterator in your career? We are getting in. People ask for more advanced stuff. This is more advanced stuff. After, now we can type let countdown equal gen. And then we have, you see, this syntax is way clearer. We have let mute current, let end equal 1. And then while current is greater than end, we can do this. Basically, it's in just 4 lines of code. Okay? Let's keep going. For the async function in the dyn trait problem, we have now this trait called dinosaur, which is quite funny, which is maturing rapidly. I don't know the current situation. It might have become way more mature. I've done this some time ago. Before we had something like this. And this Here the change is not that mind-blowing, because you see the code is the same here. So this is more like letting you know that before here we had in the language a macro that rewrote all your trait behind the scenes, basically doing some heavy lifting. Here, now this works with this Project Blast experimental approach. Maybe slowly at some point we'll have this as a true language feature. So this is not more a macro behind the scenes. It's this library, they're basically trying to implement this directly in the language, okay? For low-level systems programming, this year has been really important. We have these naked functions stabilized in 1.8080 to give complete ergonomic control. It's a great improvement compared to this. You can see an example here. We have this naked function for wrapping addition, for example, in this x86 for this x86-64 architecture. We have this attribute, and then we have this public unsafe extern SYSV64. Okay, we can add the first two arguments, RDI, RSI, and place this result in racks. Okay, and then we return from the function, which is not compiler generated. Super cool for low system programming. Something important is also the trait upcasting in 186. We can coerce this dyn trait, I think I mentioned this in some other videos, to this ampersand dyn super trait. This is basically used to have multiple implementations of the same trait. Check the before here. You see this one, these three lines, we have a traits are basically interfaces. Okay, I have a video about traits. There will be a video. We have this trait, my trait, and with this function as any that returns this dyn any. Instead of these three lines, now we can just write this trait, my trait, any. Rust is really going into the direction of trying to simplify your syntax, and this has been done since the beginning, and I love that Rust is doing this. Rust is really the Rust project, the Rust Foundation, the Rust group who is actually implementing the language is trying to make it as simple as possible. They are doing an amazing job. For people who are writing this complex unsafe code, which is basically writing Rust code without the seatbelts, we have these strict provenance APIs, and they provide critical new tools for this safer point manipulation. Let's check it out. If we have this, again, we have this before and after. Let me put it here on top, because these slides were meant to be shown in person. So before we had this ambiguous integer cast method. We had this mute data, I hope you can see it. And then we have this PTR, and then we can store this one in the last bit, casting to an integer. And to use it, we have to cast back, and we don't know. We hope the best. We pray that this will happen. You see, we hope this is valid. Hoping something as an engineer is not probably the best solution. Instead, if we are using the strict provenance APIs, we can have this same let mute data. We store the one in the address bits without losing the provenance. And to use it, we just reverse the address modification. So here we can sleep well. Here we don't know if we will sleep well or not. Rust developers, they like to sleep. Also, the standard library got some practical additions. One of my favorite ones, it has been the get disjoin mute, that safely retrieves mutable reference for multiple elements in a slice or hash map simultaneously. before, if you write something like this, it will throw an error because we are having two mutable variables. Now we can do it by adding this get disjoint mute function. Cool. By the way, this is a 1 year of updates, so I'm mentioning the most important ones, but I will leave the links to if you want to read all the 20 articles. This here I tried to make a summary, I would say. But people, by the way, at RustConf really loved them. 1.87 adds access to anonymous pipes to the standard library. I love this one. I think you will get this, even if you are not familiar with the Rust syntax. Let me try to explain this in the easiest possible way. Basically, we can join pipes in a single pipe. Check it out here. You know what standard out and standard error are. Okay. For example, here you can have these two pipes combined. Why? Maybe we want to create a log that contains both the standard output and standard error. We can do this in this way. Okay? And I think this is super cool. It's super cool because we can join the different streams into one in a way, straightforward way. In a straightforward way. I love this one. Okay, raise your hand if you ever did something like this at university or in a bootcamp. You have a vector with some numbers, and now you need to populate another dynamic array, another vector, with just the even number. Raise your hand. I've done this, I think, in all the possible languages. How do you do that? Numbers retain. If number module 2 is equal to 0, we push this to the vector. I think you understand this even if you don't understand the Rust syntax. Otherwise, we keep it in numbers. We are creating, of course, everyone has this in their university. I actually think that this example will help you to understand Rust, because it's obvious what's happening here, obvious for a developer, of course. So we have a vector of numbers, we have an empty vector, we populate this events vector with just, unsurprisingly, the even numbers. Makes sense? Does it make sense this? That at the end we have these numbers is now with 135 and events has been populated with this 246? I hope so. Now we can do this in a single line. Let events vec numbers extract if num collect. Boom. Single line. I want to leave this for 5 more seconds so you can actually understand what's going on. Let me know. I want to put me down here. I think this syntax is very powerful once you understand. And of course, here the example is with this condition. Num divided by 2, so the module, the remind of this operation. Okay? But this can be everything, of course. This has been taken as an example. Are you understanding these examples? Is that too complicated? You asked me to do more advanced stuff in Rust. There we go. That's not a hello world. Let's see. It is simple. Perfect. Let's go. The tools. Trusted Publishing. Now the Crates.io team. The Crates.io team has been on fire. The headline feature is Trusted Publishing. Have you ever used that? I did not, because I've been quite busy. But one of the things I want to do in 2026 is to publish a crate on crates.io with this Trusted Publishing feature. This is a massive security and convenience upgrade for anyone publishing crates from CI. Have you ever used Trusted Publishing? Have you ever pushed a crate on crates.io, which is basically similar to npm? I think I did this just once, as an example, but I think I need to find something meaningful to push, of course. And so by doing this, it eliminates the need for long-lived API tokens. Okay, so if today, I mean, we are close to Christmas, but if today you want to publish a crate on crates.io, publishing an npm package, I highly recommend to use this. Did you know this? Do you know what I'm talking about? Or not? I would like to know. Trusted Publishing uses OpenID Connect to grant secure and short-lived tokens directly from providers like, for example, GitHub Actions. Here we have an example. We have a GitHub action to publish on crates.io with this syntax. I will not go into the details, but I really wanted to have a code example so you can actually publish this trusted crate with using GitHub Actions. If you publish crates, this is a must-use feature. You have to use this. The team has also added the ability to delete crates, published an OpenAPI spec for the API, and added a dynamic Open Graph images. Okay. I love this. Wait for it. So historically, the cargo cache grew indefinitely, consuming significant disk space on time. Listen, with Cargo now 1.8080, Cargo automatically runs a garbage collection. Cargo automatically runs a garbage collection on unused cached files. I'm sure people on Twitter will say, Cargo. Now, I'm sure people on Twitter will say, Rust has a garbage collector now. Very poor marketing decision. This is the garbage collection of the cache. It's like the node modules of your system, which is different from running a garbage collector during the program. Do you get the difference? Okay. Cleanup rules, registry crates, Git and path dependencies, and how to opt out. Something a bit weird happened. We don't have a space. Something a bit... You can use cargo clean, yes. I know, but this is not automatic. Marco Bonaventura, how are you? How's it going? Are you Italian? Rust Up 1.28 series was a bit of a roller coaster this year because it landed some critical improvements for security and CI, also known as it was a mess. Basically, the default download backend is now request plus Rust ls, which is a pure TLS stack, and the legacies curl and native TLS backend are now deprecated. I forgot to switch here. Let's go. I want to say this again. The backend modernization is that the default download backend is now request, which is used to make requests and responses, plus this Rust TLS, which is a pure TLS stack, and the legacy curl and native TLS backend are now deprecated. Okay? We have this CI reproducibility. You can now pin the Rust Up own version, which is, I think, a very cool thing. So we have a more deterministic builds. And we also have CI control, the disruptive auto-install change. Basically, just between me and you, when they released the 1.28, it was a mess. We had everything was breaking, basically. And now we have to be explicit. Okay, it was not perfect. The community. This is probably my favorite part because Rust really cares about the community feedback. It has some data-driven prioritization, And the 2024 State of Rust survey identified compile times as the top community pain point and also the source of all the Rust memes. And this led directly to launching a dedicated compiler performance survey. So they went into the details, okay, so about, okay, but what problem with the compiler? Rust is really listening to the community, and this is the thing I love the most about Rust. They are doing, it's basically what I do, like on this channel. They ask for feedback, they want to understand. When you want to understand, you are going in the right direction. They are really community driven. There is this first version of the Rust Vision document, which is a formal initiative to define these high-level technical and community goals. I think that lately we had the Rust Vision document too. So, but this happened, I think, a couple of days ago. And this process involves gathering data using interviews, feedback. Basically, is Rust wants to understand, the people at Rust wants to understand what's next, what features they should implement, what features they should deprecate, and so on. Okay? We are almost there. FLS adoption. We are formalizing Rust for critical systems. In March 2025, finally the Rust project adopted the FLS, Formal Language Specification. And originally, this Ferrocene language specification, created by this Ferros system and Ada Core, they had this at the beginning, and now the FLS is a specification that has been successfully used. Okay, but the project goal is to provide stable project-backed specification to support the formal verification. This is important because many projects, they need this. They need a formal verification. Okay, and the relationship to the Rust reference is that this FLS complements, but doesn't replace totally the official Rust reference. We still have the Rust reference here, and the long-term goal is to bring these two documents, Rust reference and FLS complements, into the same direction. The first project using FLS has been published in July. Okay, now something that I'm sure you will like. Do you know Google Summer of Code? Because this is a sign of a healthy programming language. Google Summer of Code 2025, a major success, 19 projects accepted, injecting new talent into the ecosystem. There has been 19 projects in the Google Summer of Code written in Rust. 19 projects. It's not 2 or 3, 19 projects. And also projects with different stacks, full stack applications, compiler internals, core tooling. This really shows how healthy this language is. Because when you see different implementations done by different people that get into the Google Summer of Code, it means that Rust can be used for different things. Are you excited as I am? Because this means that the language is used by students. Do you think this is an interesting thing or not? It's been used in full stack. Safety contrast, bootstrap C, cargo build. It's really amazing. Conclusion. I want to leave you some action points in case you like Rust and maybe you fall a bit behind in this crazy AI era and you didn't have time to do so many things. Use trusted publishing if you're publishing a crate with CI. Check the 2024 State of Rust survey, please. Spend some time, please, on the official documentation of Rust and also the Rust blog, of course, check if you want the 19 Google Summer of Code 2025 projects, the Rust ones at least, and please check the Rust 2024 article. I will get there after the Q&A soon. Thank you. Hello. Why you not build a real application in Rust? Backend Rust, frontend Slint desktop. Let's try. Rust full stack application. If you go on Google and you type Rust full stack application, the first video is mine. So can we agree that I did it? You mean a desktop application. I don't know what Slint is. I suppose it's written in Rust. Maybe you can try this. If you didn't know about this, now you know. This is a full backend, so backend and frontend in Rust, which I think might even be more interesting than a desktop application. But even a desktop application might be interesting. Slowly, we will go back in building more of this stuff. We have a project coming up on Tuesday, which is a Rust project. Okay, amazing. Let's take a 1 minute break. 3 videos recorded. Oh my god, oh my god. The future will be amazing. The future will be amazing because I'm recording more videos that I'm publishing now. Do you know what that does mean? That the 2026 will be amazing. If you record more videos you publish, it's like doing more work than what you get. You start getting more relaxed, right? Wow, 2 hours already. Let's take a 5 minutes break, and then we'll check Docker, and then with the real OG followers, we will check the content. I left my personal stuff for the end, just for the people who are here to support me. But okay. So if you want to know now something more about Docker and the new stuff, you can stay. A break. If you have any question, you can drop them. Did you enjoy it? These are like talks that have been watched by hundreds of people, thousands of people. I think more than 1,000 people have seen these 2 talks. So not bad, not bad. So now these videos will be on my channel, hopefully, if I can record it, of course. If I can edit them, of course. Okay. Do you enjoy this format? Do you want me to do more of this stuff? Because I am plenty of this stuff. Too advanced, too boring. More advanced. Because people keep saying, Francesco, advanced stuff. There we go. Let's go into the details. Okay. I will be quick here because I spent enough time live now, but I want to what's going on here? Okay, let's react to this video. Maybe I can take a coffee. What do you think? Coffee break. 2 minutes coffee break. I deserved it. Give me 2 minutes coffee break, and then I'll be back and I will check the Docker hardened images. I deserve that. It's important to take breaks. 2 hours live. 2 hours live. Now 2 minutes coffee break. Then we will check. 2 hours live and 3 videos recorded. I love this life. I will keep repeating this. I love this life. Now 2 minutes coffee break. Then we will check the new Docker. I tag them. Article. Do you know Docker? Do you like Docker? Do you hate Docker? Interested and curious. I have a whole Docker series. I deserve the 2 minutes break. Maybe just one. No, 2 minutes break. No. I will generate this image. Okay. Create a write back live stream image. Put Rust, JavaScript and Francesco Ciulla references. I don't know what will happen. I will go take a break. It has been generated. There we go. Makes sense. If I am a mobile app developer, but I like Rust, does it make sense to move to backend development? If you write a mobile apps, you probably need the backend at some point. So for me, it makes absolutely sense. I think you are in one position when might actually learning Rust might be very important for you, because you keep doing your mobile apps to understand the backend, and maybe you can try to do, maybe a very efficient backend. With mobile, sometimes the memory and everything else is a bit more important. It's an espresso. Do you enjoy these live events? Do you want me to go to stream regularly on Saturday? Couldn't care less. Build more stuff. I will not have a talk every week, of course, but I might actually do a mix. I like the fact that we do a mix of things. You have no idea how happy I am that I recorded these 2 talks, because sometimes the conferences they don't record the talks. Next.js into a container. Next.js. Dockerize. I like that I type on Google. Dockerize a Next.js application. It's not here. There you go. That's my video. Next.js deployed with Docker. Does it make sense? I made a video about it. Did you know, Bob, that you are one of my most close followers and best supporters? Did you know that I had a video with Next.js deployed with Docker? Yes or not? Yes or not? I did this 2 years ago. 28th of November 2023. And I like that I type on Google. I need to use Google to find my videos. That's how I do it. I explain everything here. I did it. Did you also use Docker Compose or just Dockerfile? Scared to answer what? How did you know? So no, it's fine. Okay, you use Podman. Okay. No, I'm really don't care. The concept of containerization is not being invented. But I want to be very clear here. The concept of containerization has not been invented by Docker. I think I've said this in my first Docker video, which is a bit cringe and I will not share the link. Docker is not the first company who used containers, but it was more about the adoption. I will still use Docker tomorrow because I want to focus on something else. It's like, because I think that if you use Podman, you will still get Docker everywhere, all the tutorials, all the stuff. So I don't like the idea to split myself. It's like learning Nest.js and Vue.js, and then Svelte, and then Docker, and then Podman. Docker is fine for what it does. It will always be on top. It's like, using the Brave browser. It might make sense. It has Docker commands, but then if you use ChatGPT, I don't want the containers to become the problem, because the container is just a box. It's just a freaking box. I don't want to talk about the box. Docker is fine. I want to talk about how we do the project. You get what I say? It's like talking about, okay, what box can we use to put this camera? Who cares? Plastic, red, blue, I don't care. Podman is red, I think. I couldn't care less. That's why I use Docker, because I don't care. Makes sense or not? Not saying this because I'm a Docker captain. I say this because I don't want to think about something else. I don't want. I know maybe Podman is even dim or less. I don't care. Use it. You'll probably find problems always in terms of compatibility. This is not what I want. I want to focus on the applications. I want to focus on something else. Containerization is a problem that has been solved with Docker. So that's it. Yeah, it's very interchangeable, but still you will find the Docker tutorials. Then you have to think and change because it's not exactly the same. This is not what I want to do. I want to focus on the application. But anyway, that's it. Go with it. I think you will have the same. I think it's the same container specifications. Okay. For example, now Docker has this hardened images. Do you have this in Podman or not? You have them? That's the problem. See, everything is still tied to another language, to another technology. Let's do it. Bob uses Podman. This has been the worst news of the day. Worst news of the day. Worst news of the day. I'm joking, of course. Let's go. Bob, we are not friends anymore. Let's do it. 1 minute. Let's go. I like the music. It feels like a dance in the 90s. Love it. I love it. It's a bit low. Can you hear the music? It's too low. Okay. Anyway, let's go to the article, okay. No, but I could see it. For a Python dev, what's your advice after learn Rust core? Learn Dioxus or Leptos to develop PWAs. Python dev has nothing to do, I think, with this. I don't know well both of them. No, the music was there, but you couldn't hear it. It was a bit low. It was just a bit low. Dioxus or Leptos? I don't have a clear answer to this because I need to explore them. I mentioned them. Dioxus is more for if you also want a mobile experience. Leptos is, I think, a bit more stable, but is for full stack applications. I don't know if Leptos has mobile. I need to explore these frameworks more, but let me know. If anyone here, they have it. Did you share it? Or not? I thought you are the best support. Okay, let's take a look at the Docker hardened images. Let's try to understand what they are. I will not read all the article, but I want to... No, it's not that long. It's just this. Let's go here. So what are these hardened images? Let's see what makes sense here. Container guard universal path to production. The results will be the steward of the ecosystem. 20 billion monthly pools. Nearly 90% of organizations now relying on containers. Supply chain attacks are exploding. Supply chain attacks are exploding. In 2025, they caused more than 60 billion in damage. For this reason, they launched the Docker Hardened Images, DHI, Secure Minimal Production Ready Set of Images. This was May 2025. Okay? So this is basically to make images more secure. They are happy with this license. DHI now gives the world a secure, minimal production ready foundation from the very first pool. Since the introduction of DHA, enterprises like Adobe or Qualcomm have bet on Docker for securing their entire enterprise to achieve the most stringent levels of compliance. Okay. Now everyone and every application can build securely from the first Docker build. Okay. So this is basically an addition to Docker build automatically. I want to find the place where they mention that this is becoming free, basically. The philosophy of Docker hardened images, base images define your application security from the very first layer. The images in Docker are done with layers. DHI uses a distroless runtime to shrink the attack surface while keeping the tool developers rely on. Okay? And DHI takes a different path. Every image includes a complete and verified SBOM here. Every build provides LSLSA build level 3 provenance. I want to check. Here is example. But so at the beginning this was not free for everyone, but now let's read this. Docker's move to make its hardened images freely available under Apache 2.0 underscores the strong commitment to the open source ecosystem. Basically, Docker is again make it and put this free and available for everyone. CNCF projects can already be found in the DHA catalog, giving the broader community access to secure, well-maintained building blocks to strengthen the software supply chain together. This is really exciting. Docker is always doing cool stuff. Exciting to see Docker continue to invest in open collaboration and secure container infrastructure. This is exactly what Docker has always been doing. Doing things for the whole developer community. I support this not because I'm a Docker captain, but Docker started as an open source project. The mindset here is mind-blowing to give this away for free. And here you can read some testimonials. I will go fast here, but this is the big news. The Docker hardened images are now free for everyone. DHA is the foundation modern software deserves. Minimal hardened images, easy migration, full transparency, and an open ecosystem built on Alpine and Debian. How to get started? You can join this webinar. I think it's on the 13th of January. I will leave a link below. And you can start using Docker hardened images today for free. Here, this is the link. I will leave all the links below, of course. Of course, you can explore the docs and you can explore the partner program. Okay. Perfect. This was the Docker hardened images. What is this? What is this, Docker? Oh my god. I have no idea what is that. What? That's CSS. Of course, it's done on purpose, so people get curious about the article. Docker fail. If they know that I show this on a live stream, I will lose the Docker Captain benefits. And I see more people are joining, of course, now that we are exposing Docker. What? More people are joining. Anyway, today is Julia's birthday, so one more thing and then we should be done, okay? And then you will let me go. Okay? 1 second. How do one become a Docker captain? You apply. Or you get a Docker captain recommending you. For sure, you don't have their prerequisites. You're using Podman, so they will never accept you. You can't use Podman and then want to become a Docker captain. That's not allowed. Happy birthday, Julia. Yes. I want to delete some stuff and then we can check this one. My question is, did you check this? Do you care about this? Do you want Podman user applies to Docker Captain? Okay, it might be. They are quite open-minded, I would say. I was joking, of course. They are quite open-minded at Docker, so you are lucky. You are lucky. Absolutely. The memory of my phone is full. Any more Advent days? You still have time. 3 more days. 4 more days. 4 more days. 4 more days. Ah, did you like it? Cool. Cool, cool, cool. I'm happy. I'm very happy. I'm trying to remove some stuff here because I really wanted to record this also with the. Did you read this or not? Or at least do you know what I'm talking about here or not? Do you know what I'm talking about? Yes, no, maybe. No. Crab emote. Okay. I didn't see the post. Okay. So this Monday I basically decided, I don't know, I choose violence and I decided to say this. So this is just for the people who are really interested into what I do. So not just Rust, because this is a change basically to the channel and basically what I share. This, you might like it or not, but this is my choice. I will go quick, at least in the in terms of the comments. But that's it. I wanted to record me, but it seems I can't do it. Let me try. Focus is a choice. Now it's time for me to do something new and a new challenge. In late 2022, where everyone was just pivoting to become LLM experts, creating AI courses, I was doing Rust content tutorials in 2022. Of course, I never ignored AI. I still think that AI is the future. And behind the scenes, I've been studying AI, of course, almost every day. I switched to a career to tech because I wanted to learn new things. So I've been following ChatGPT, Google Gemini, Anthropic, Claude, XAI, MCP, AI-related developments daily. I think I am the only tech YouTuber who looked at the MCP hype and decided to make a video on something super boring like Rust smart pointers. It has been probably a dumb choice. I should have just jumped on MCP and do as many MCP videos as possible, but that would not have been Francesco. I never made a video about MCP so far, even though I know exactly what it is. Perhaps this was not the best choice for immediate views, but I don't care, because I wanted to create a long and free Rust playlist. I wanted to learn and share things that I'm also learning. Back then it was basically just Rust, and also I didn't want to confuse the audience too much. I strongly believe that mastering the fundamentals back then was the only way to build a solid foundation for 2026. When in 2024 I decided to dive deep into Rust, it might have felt a bit crazy, but now we are at the end of December 2025 when I have an upcoming Rust book, we are doing Rust bootcamps, we are building Rust applications. Basically everyone knows me for Rust, because I focused a lot on a topic, and I will never get bored of saying this. Focusing on a topic is better than trying many things at the same time. This is, for example, what you are doing, Bob. You focus on many things at the same time. I would recommend to try to focus on something for at least 2 years, which is super hard if you are in tech, because there are so many shiny things. Sometimes we need to decide. I decided to go all in into Rust, and now I'm getting the benefits of this. And I hope you are appreciating this, because I could have, just created videos on random stuff, but I decided to focus. I decided to focus on a single choice. But Rust is not paying me to create videos. I decided to dive deep into Rust so far. But since my book is out, now I don't work in developer relations anymore. Now it's time for Francesco to start learning and sharing AI for real. So starting from 2026, I will dive deep into AI concepts, AI tools, like basically what everyone was doing in 2022. As usual, I'm 4 years late. I don't care. I will keep doing my own stuff. I don't know if you appreciate this approach or not, but this has always been my approach. To go at my pace. I don't want to burn out. I kept doing boring Rust live streams in 2024 when everyone was doing AI videos. I kept doing Rust talks when everyone was doing MCP talks. But nobody is stopping me from sharing AI content. Literally nobody. So I chose not to share my AI studies publicly because otherwise it would have just add noise in what I do. I'm really talking open-hearted now. I hope you appreciate that. That was an intentional choice. I was traveling to conferences, taking care of my health. I already had full schedule. I refused to do what everyone on Tech Twitter was doing, because this is the truth. And I really wanted to focus 100% on helping you to learn Rust first. And now it's done, because now we have full playlist, 2 bootcamp, a book, live streams, building projects, and then I can link to all the other videos, and this makes sense. The first Rust Crash Bootcamp had more than 1,000 attendees. The second one will be on the 16th of January 2026, and we already have more than 300 people signed up, which is an amazing number. And now, the announcement. I'm a bit excited. I want to go like this. After 3 years of laser focus on Rust content, and with my Rust book finally being released after almost 2 years of work, oh my god, the announcement will be done very, very soon. I have finally the capacity to get out again out of my comfort zone and start diving deep into AI content for developers. I've been stepping out of my comfort zone in 2020 when I started making videos on YouTube, in 2022 when I started sharing Rust content. Here we are again. Finally, I feel that now I'm ready. I feel that now I can do this finally. So this is the big news. I'm ready to explore the fascinating and also scary world of artificial intelligence. And I will do this, of course, in my own way, in Francesco's way, through, of course, the lens of a developer. So not just AI, but AI for developers. I want to be sure to share something. I will share about AI, but I don't want to lose the human touch. Isn't it funny that I want to create human-touched content about artificial intelligence? To me, it is. And for sure, I will use, when possible, Rust and Docker, but I might also explore other languages and tools. I might also go to different conferences. For example, I'm going to India to the Laracon conference. Nobody is stopping me. Rust is not paying me. So I will still do my own things. I know Rust, I know Docker, but I want to explore some tools and how AI can help us in the future, always with my style. I hope you like this approach. I want to share something. I'm not switching to AI only content. I've just that now I have more time to create better and more content. So I'll probably build some projects using Rust, using AI, use Docker. So I will integrate everything I do as I've always been doing. And since now I am a full-time content creator, I can dedicate more time to it, and I freaking love that. I hope that this is clear. I smell rig. Rock and Brain, you actually, I think you are right. So since you are here now, and since you said that, I want to make an announcement. It's not 100% sure, but this is 95% sure. On January, I will have the creator of Rig on this channel. Boom. I wanted to wait to announce this, but there we go. Do you like this or not? I will have the creator on my channel, we'll have a podcast, and then a discussion, and then I will dive deep into Rig. What do you think? Boom. I told you that I'm excited. You have no idea what's happening. You have no idea what's going on. I will continue to create videos on topic that interests me. I have this Axum series. Today we started with the Axum Hello World. Kickstarting soon because it was Monday. If you have never heard of Axum, you will soon. You will soon hear about Axum. Just give it some time. Yes, it's his name. This is NDA. Because it's not sure yet. But it should be done. Maybe in less than 2 weeks. There is a chance that he will be on the channel in 2 weeks. But I still need to make the announcement. I spoiled it basically. But anyway, I've been thinking like, okay, Francesco, what's the best way to do this? For this specific journey, specific thing, I need a dedicated channel. I don't want to start another YouTube channel. I don't want to start another account. I don't want to start another Discord server. What's the best way? I've been, after walking hundreds of kilometers, thinking, I've come to realize that the best way to stay accountable is to put the effort in to write a weekly newsletter for a whole year. I think this is the most professional way to document this topic, which is, it's too big. So during the week, I will try and create something which is super and hyper available and free. And I will integrate all these into, of course, my videos and posts. But the newsletter will be the focus of 2026. Because I think a newsletter is a different way of connecting with someone. It's more professional. Also, I need this because I do so many things. I travel for conferences, videos, tweets, blogs and articles. You might miss some of the things. So if you are interested, I can share the newsletter here and you can sign up. And if you don't like it later, of course, unsubscribe, no beef, no problem. But if you want to dive deep into AI in 2026 and you want to receive the most important parts, the most important things of the week, especially something related to Rust AI, maybe you can give it a try. And this is a new challenge. So I'm basically announcing also a new challenge. The new challenge is that on January 2nd, 2026, on January 2, 2026, I will send one issue every single week. This email will contain AI landscape, Rust ecosystem, and it might also contain some other stuff. So it will be mostly focused on AI and upcoming content, or something that I share during the week, but it will be very professional, I promise. I will start on the 2nd of January. If you are interested, this is the pact with you. The commitment is that for the entirety of 2026, you will receive 55 high-quality issues once a week for the whole year. If I miss a single week, you can call me out. I never missed a challenge on social media so far. I will elaborate more about this decision in upcoming live stream Saturday. So today, this is happening now, like Spaceballs. So if you have any questions, you can let me know if you like this idea or not. So it took me some time to elaborate this. I would like to know if you like this idea, and in case I can share this one. What do you think about this? Do you think this might be available or not? I will share this here now. I will probably promote this a bit because, of course, this will take some effort, of course. So this is not like a joke. This is 55 newsletters into your email, and I will value your time. What do you think? Bad idea? Good idea? I'll do this anyway because I decided. When I decide, it's done. Do you think it makes sense to have this weekly newsletter when I can share what I learned, concepts and stuff, or not? You can also say no. No problem. Sorry, I muted. Sorry, I muted. No. Sorry. I mean, no. I mean that I think that there is value in sharing these emails. This might be right, might be wrong, but the challenge is done. So I will keep sharing these as much as possible. I would like this to become a well-known source for AI and also other stuff. Of course, it will still be me. It will still be Francesco. So I might, give some extra attention to Rust and AI, or AI and Docker, or Rust AI and Docker, or some web frameworks. But the idea here is to share more about the AI ecosystem. I hope you appreciate this idea. And then I think that we can stop for today. That was the idea for today. I recorded 5 videos, by the way. Quite impressive. Quite impressive. I hope you liked it. If you have any final question, just let me know. Otherwise, I will leave, and then I think I will call the day. What do you think? The next live stream, it will be on the 27th. I'm not sure if I will announce it because we have a big space. We have a mind-blowing Twitter space, which is this one. We have a Twitter space with 16 speakers. 16 speakers. So just for context, handling errors in Rust. Rust error handling. Videos. Let's see. This is my video. I made a series of 50 plus videos about Rust, all the basics. Did you know that or not? The basics are done. The basics are covered. I've been doing this for 2 years. It's not a joke. Yeah. I still have to cover the most advanced concepts, but here it was to panic or not to panic. Yeah. This is one. I did a whole series on the basics. It's time to move on the frameworks. It's funny because when I was doing the basics, people were telling me, Francesco, why don't you do web frameworks? And I said, no, let's do the basics first, because when I'll go and I will do something with web frameworks, I can redirect to the old videos for this stuff. And this is exactly what happened now. Rock and Brain, thank you so much for sharing this. By the way, I'll check your node thing. If Tokyo is like node or not. Very interesting question. This video has been done on the 25th of June 2024. Okay, you see, there's a whole edited video here. And I think I made 3 videos about error handling, if I'm not wrong. Some time has passed, but let's see if I remember this. Shmap, yes. So this is the playlist. I will share the playlist. No. Basically, this is the playlist with all the 55 videos. Okay. So this is the Twitter space. Are you coming on the 27th? After the Twitter space, I will probably go live. If this space is not absolutely mind-blowing. So I might actually go live right after the space. Because Saturday is usually my live stream. So it will probably be a chilled live stream, also because at the end of the year. I might have something you might like, because my problem is that I make so many videos that it might be a problem to find my videos. I want to make your life easy and try to help you in finding what you really want. So wait for it. We also have the upcoming Rust Bootcamp on the 16th of January, which will probably be, it will be in 4 weeks, in 27 days. Okay? That's it for today. I think that's it for today. We recorded 5 videos. I'm super happy, absolutely super happy, because now I have many videos. I really can't wait to edit these videos and let them edit on the stuff. So today I really crushed it. Bravo Francesco. Bravo. Okay. You can let me know what you want me to do the most if I keep doing these Saturday live streams. Okay. Building projects, talks, engaging, react to articles, and so on. Thank you, appreciated. But I really want to dive deep and to make this YouTube channel to go well. So I'm trying to put as much energy as possible. If you check my videos, that would mean really a lot. It will really mean a lot because, see, yes. Okay. Perfect. So thanks for coming. It has been a long day, and today is Julia's birthday, so I think that I will go now. But thanks for coming, Rock and Brain. You can say hi if you are here, and we are done. I have 5 videos. Bye. 5 videos. Bye. On Tuesday, we have a big video coming out. Probably my biggest project of 2026. It's my biggest tutorial in 2025, scusa. Sorry. I'm already projected to 2026. Usually it's the opposite. You go in 2026 and you say we are in 2025. That's Rust. I'm projected to the future. Okay, thank you everyone for coming. If you want, you can say hi and bye now, or ciao, whatever you want. You can say also bye in your own native language. I'm happy. It doesn't happen every day to record 5 videos. Thank you. Appreciated, and enjoy your weekend. Bye.